Part 1. The epic return song. And the fragile boundary of modern space history. We are standing together before the greatest moment, full of deep inspiration, of space conquest history. 4 brave human heroes of the Artemis 2 have successfully finished their journey to Earth. Please keep your mind completely quiet and calm. Leave all daily worries to step into this deep analytical space together. After 50 long years since the Great Apollo closed in 1972, humanity lives again in this breathless waiting feeling, welcoming a brave crew from deep space orbit. 10 long space days in the dark universe are not just dry scientific experiments at all. They are a test of strong human will and absolute deep faith in the technology systems. The modern integrity ship, a true engineering masterpiece, made a spectacular splashdown in the Pacific Ocean near the California coast. This is not just a normal safe landing, but a peak performance of absolute high precision. The space agency NASA described this perfect landing like a school textbook. Behind those short words is the massive effort of thousands of people, from math engineers to ocean rescue team members, to get the images of the integrity ship appearing from thick clouds. Many drones and planes worked perfectly together with the global positioning satellites. The safe return of the 4 brave astronauts is not just numbers, but a strong statement of human leading power. In this new era, we do not just visit the dark space, but we master it. At the Houston Center, the heavy tense air broke into endless happiness when the first signals confirmed the intact ship after the atmospheric fire, bringing 4 human lives safely back to home. Proves humanity is ready for a bright chapter where the silver moon is just a stop for much longer journeys into the eternal universe. Can you feel the overwhelming pride inside you? Philosophy. The longest journey begins with a strong belief in the human mind. Part 2. The harsh bitter farewell to the European module. In the final minutes of this harsh journey, when the moonlight started to fade away and the blue planet appeared giant and overwhelming through the cabin window, a vital action happened. That is the separation of the European module, a vital life source that provided all oxygen, water and pushing force for the Orion ship. Through the glass window, the crew had a deeply emotional final look at this beautiful machine with the NASA logo shining in the void. We must dig deep into the technical nature to see its greatness. This module is a true mechanical wonder containing complex electronic control systems and giant solar panels, but under strict physics of the re-entry process, this giant beautiful machine becomes a deadly burden because it has no thermal protection shield layer. If the brave crew kept this heavy module into the thick atmosphere, the huge extra mass and unshielded metal structure would make the ship lose its flight stability, causing extreme dangerous vibrations and instant fire destruction. The decision to jettison is a forced sacrifice and highly logical choice of the smart engineers to make the capsule compact and perfectly balanced. Before facing the death, the beautiful machine slowly drifting into the void and burning like a bright falling shooting star carries a deep meaning of necessary vital letting go. To return home safely, humans must accept leaving their old life sources, leaving all external support, to directly face the cruel, harsh Mother Nature with the final shield. This separation marks the point of no return in the cosmic ocean. Would you dare to leave your safe zone? Philosophy. To reach the destination, we must bravely drop our heaviest safety nets. Part 3. The terrifying physical crash. At Mach 30 speed. The exact thrilling moment the integrity ship touches the first thin layers of the Earth atmosphere. It makes a crash with a terrifying speed of 30,000 miles per single flying hour. This means the ship moves 30 times faster than the sound speed. You could travel across a whole long country in just few minutes. At Mach 30 speed, the soft thin air becomes a compressed entity, acting like a giant, invisible solid concrete wall, ready to crush anything. The true scientific nature of this scary process is the fast conversion of massive kinetic energy into extreme heat energy. When the ship compresses the air molecules forward, the violent extreme friction creates enough heat energy to melt hardest rocks. This is similar to burning bright falling meteors. But the Orion ship must keep the heat away from the crew. Every passing single second is a mind battle between engineering human brain and cruel physics laws. The compressed air pressure creates a plasma fire, wrapping the whole structure. The integrity computer system must work maximum capacity, making micro-flight adjustments so the heavy ship does not bounce back into the dark space like a skipping stone. This is the hardest limit test ever made, where the thin line between an engineering masterpiece and burning dead ashes is just a millisecond of a technical error. Returning from the moon brings massive kinetic energy, requiring the protection shield to endure extreme stress, saving 4 human lives. Can you imagine facing such terrifying physical pressure? Philosophy. The hardest physical pressure always creates the strongest, indestructible human survival will. Part 4. 6 terrifying blackout minutes in the plasma oven. When the ship dives deeper into thick air, the outside shield temperature quickly reaches extreme limits of nearly 3,000 degrees in Celsius scale, matching half the heat of the sun's surface. In this melting heat, the most haunting phenomenon for the ground control finally starts to happen. It is the blackout. The highly ionized air creates a plasma cocoon burning around the cabin. This plasma layer acts like an electromagnetic wall, blocking all radio waves and all satellite signals from reaching the world. At the Houston Center, 6 signal loss minutes are the longest time for the mission engineers. No visual data comes. No measurement numbers show. and no human voices. Only the radio static and heavy silent breathing fill the large room. This is the absolute human loneliness and isolation inside a nature oven where modern technology fails. Before the physics barrier, this heavy deep silence proves our small size. Before the eternal universe, where faith is the only remaining connection string, the astronauts inside must put their own lives in the shield designers, waiting through violent shaking and bright red fire, shining through thick glass. Only when the ship slows down enough for the plasma to fade, and Reed Wiseman speaks loud and very clear, the heavy mental burden is finally lifted away in bursting happy tears. That emotional glorious moment is a great victory of faith and technology over the harsh universe. How would you survive absolute silence and isolation? Philosophy. True faith shines brightest when all communication lines fall into absolute silence. Part 5. The Heat Shield Secret and Avcoat Sacrifice Lesson. To survive the heat that melts hard steel, the Integrity ship relies on a special shield at the ship bottom. This shield is made of thousands of tiles, upgraded with a coating called the Avcoat material. This is a sacrificial and smart material type, working by ablation process. It burns and evaporates in a controlled way, carrying massive heat away from the ship core, keeping the aluminum safe. But scientists found out this technology was imperfect. During the first mission, the Avcoat layer did not burn very evenly, as computer simulations predicted. It created tiny pockets of trapped heat gas under thick material areas, causing dangerous bubbling effects and cracking the tiles. This was a nightmare, because accumulated high heat at those small cracks would attack the structure, causing a deadly disaster. Like the past Columbia, NASA spent over a full year investigating deeply, recreating this scary error in the modern labs. To understand the reaction under Mach 30 pressure, finding these tiny pockets was a vital step, helping engineers adjust the manufacturing and installation process for the Artemis II. This careful preparation aims to protect human lives, making sure every millimeter acts like perfect armor against the plasma fire. Are you ready to fix your hidden flaws? Philosophy. The smallest hidden flaws can destroy the greatest efforts of our lives. Part 6. The steep entry strategy and digital era precision. The great success of Artemis II also comes from a strategic change in the re-entry path. They used a steep, direct entry angle now. In the first mission, NASA tried skipping the ship on the atmosphere like a flying stone to spread the energy, but this accidentally extended the terrifying burning time, damaging the heat shield. For this crude mission, scientists chose steeper angles, cutting the fire time by 6 precious minutes. Less time in fire means less heat burden for the Avcoat layer, saving the shield structure. Although the brave crew endured higher gravity forces, crushing their human bodies, it ensured absolute safety for the Integrity ship. To execute this path, without breaking the ship, or missing the target, NASA used supercomputers of the 2020s, compared to Apollo era, with very basic computers. The Artemis generation has algorithms adjusting the path in real time perfectly. This extreme absolute precision helped the Integrity ship hit the ocean target, called the perfect bullseye. This is a masterpiece of modern computing power and master navigation skills, proving humans truly master deep space physics laws. This strategy ensures safety and prepares us for landing on other planets. Would you choose the hardest but safest path? Philosophy. The most direct path is often the hardest, but the safest way. Part 7. The Parachute Sky Dance and Earth-Air Breath. After surviving extreme heat and slowing down safely below 10,000 speed, the ship entered the final beautiful landing stage. With complex parachute systems, drones and recovery planes, quickly caught the visuals of the dark ship appearing from thick clouds. When the parachute cover was ejected away perfectly, small drogue parachutes opened to stop the spinning in the strong winds. Then 3 giant main, bright orange-white parachutes bloomed in the sky like giant saving flowers. They slowed the dropping heavy metal ship mass to under 19 miles per single flying hour. The dance of silk in the blue sky is a life sign, answering the hard challenges of 10 long days. The perfect mechanical coordination with natural air pressure proves human engineering mastery. When the ship gently touched the ocean water and recovery teams approached to open the door, it was a rebirth of the human mind. Reed Wiseman and friends stepped out to breathe the fresh salty air, feeling truly at home after being trapped inside a dry metal shell. Touching the mother planet brought overwhelming deep emotions. Being lifted by helicopters in great healthy conditions is the perfect result of high modern technology, protecting brave human lives. Do you appreciate the fresh air you breathe? Philosophy. The softest gentle winds can catch the heaviest falls of our lives. Part 8. The Moonshot Generation Legacy and Deep Space Vision. The beautiful safe ending of Artemis II mission is a massive legacy of knowledge and inspiration for the new century. Dr. Rebecca Allen emphasized, "We are living in the new Moonshot era, where deep space dreams are not just history. This success proves humans are ready to go beyond the space station towards long-term bases on the Silver Moon and the Red Mars. The core strength of the Artemis era is deep international global cooperation, where intellectual contributions come from Melbourne to Europe and the Houston Center. The precious scientific data about the Avcoat burning, the dangerous heat pockets, and steep entry paths will help us design better ships for humanity to travel much further into the eternal universe. This is a mission to wake the curiosity of a new generation. The Artemis epic song will echo forever, reminding our endless exploration desire. Even though Earth is the most beautiful cradle Our human life mission is to look further, writing glorious history chapters in the vast universe. Every scratch on the integrity thermal heat shield is a medal for human brain and courage, proving we can break all extreme physical limits to touch the stars. Are you ready for the next space journey? Philosophy. We leave our home not to escape it, but to understand it.